Baby Mel started her a brand new life. Why don't you start you a brand new smile? Lucida Charcoal Activated Toothpaste. Brighten up your smile by clicking the link in the description box to purchase this fine product. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I'm so glad that I opted out of Sunday Fun Day so I can sit my ass home and watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville has got to be one of my favorite reality TV shows right now, especially considering the fact that all the existing reality TV shows are actually getting on mine and everybody else's nerves. Season, whatever this is back. Y'all want to talk about it? Here it goes. That's a girl, I just realized I don't even know what season of Love and Marriage Huntsville this is. Considering the fact that they had to stop production, I think, midway through the season. Is this a new season or the continuation of the previous season? I'll figure it out by the time I title this video. Anyway, girl, did you get into the season premiere of Love and Marriage Huntsville last night? They got it going on. Let me start out by saying, too, I know everybody has been hitting me up saying, I need to watch the Bell Collective. And y'all know sometimes it be taking me a while to get on board with the shows. The same way it took me a while to get on board with this one. Because I don't be wanting to add any more TV to my schedule. It's already hard to have to watch all this TV. And then my biggest fear is I'm going to fall in love with it. And the last thing I need is to be addicted to one more show. But they say it's good, and I am going to check it out at some point this week, which will then, in turn, have me doing reviews. But let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. So Love and Marriage Huntsville opens up with Maurice doing a COVID-friendly town hall meeting, and then it also opens up with everybody talking about the pandemic and Black Lives Matter. So here is something that producers, I think, were not going to be able to foresee, right? Obviously, it is natural that when we're filming and this is what's going on for us to capture it, right? And we think, oh, it's going to be a good idea to show what was going on in the movement and to chronicle the movement. Unfortunately, 2020 was so heavy, especially on black people. I'm not going to lie to you. And please don't take my words out of context. I don't want to see the Black Lives Matter stuff. I just don't. I don't want to relive it. And please don't misconstrue that as me saying it's not important and make more out of what I'm saying. I don't want to now in January, February, when all these new shows come out, every time I turn the channel, I have to relive a march, a protest, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. That shit was traumatic. And it feels as if we're about to get a lot of that. And it's funny because not that Joe Biden has gotten in office and all of it has magically disappeared, but a lot of that stuff and the angst surrounding it has subsided since Trump has left office. And while I know it still exists, it just still feels kind of good to not have to see it and to be able to voluntarily step into a place of naivete and not have to deal with it, even if it's temporary. So that being said, I love that they did it. I love that they talked about it. I hope that we don't get much more of it, not just on this show, but on all the shows. I stopped watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, not interested, but it looked like they down there trying to Black Lives Matter us to death with Portia, and this ain't even their show. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, when Destiny first came on the show, I was not a fan of hers. I just wasn't. I wasn't a fan of Destiny's, and I think it probably had more to do with Mel and Martell and her coming in up under them and taking on their issues and their drama versus coming in and just being a standalone character. I'm going to tell you, I like her. like, I actually like her. I think that Destiny, maybe, she's got the feeling now that her spot is solidified. She is a part of the show. She doesn't have to stay tethered to Mel or Martell, and she's just being herself. I actually like and can stomach Destiny now, because before I used to give her ass the business. So Mel is in Atlanta visiting her brother, and she reveals that she filed for divorce. I'm going to tell you something else too. Now that I'm being completely honest, I didn't like Mel previously, and it was only because I didn't respect her. It just hit me that the reason I didn't like her is because I didn't respect her. I just could not respect the stupidity of being with this man. And granted, I've never been married. I've never had kids. I've never been in a live-in relationship that long. Y'all claim love is blind and you don't never know what you'll do when you married, so on and so forth. I'd like to think that I know myself good enough to know that I wouldn't put up with that type of shit, especially as long as she did. But then again, she do got 4 kids by the man, and she was trying to make it work. But I'm glad that she finally stepped into the light care land and filed for divorce. And what R. Kelly said, when a woman's fed up, there's nothing you can do about it. Melanie is fed up, and you can tell that she is for real this time. It brought me to tears when she was crying with her brother about the kids feeling stuck in the middle and not knowing if they gonna upset mommy if they say they want to go with daddy, and vice versa. And it was in that moment when I realized why she stayed, or part of why she stayed. I can get the whole I don't want my children to go through this type of thing, and so I get it. I also big ups to Mel brother for saying he'll drive down to Huntsville to help her get Martell ass out the house if she need to. Is it me, baby? Martell don't got swole. Martell don't got real swole, but they must be having money problems right now, because he ain't gonna buy no new damn clothes. It's a fine line between, fine and fucked up. Now don't get me wrong, Martell is a fine man. He look good, but it make you look bad that your clothes are so damn small. And on top of that, Martell's got a small frame. No shade, he doesn't need to get any bigger. Like, he looks good where he is right now. Martell, do not get any bigger. The only thing that need to get bigger is your shirt size. I know you're going through a divorce, but carry your ass down to Ross Dress for Less and get you a couple blouses for that big bike. Because you look like you about to bust the buttons out the damn shirts and about to scratch the hair out the damn sleeves of them shirts you got on. Martell mama came over there. I almost want Carlos King and Old to take Martell off our TV. I feel like this show is fueling a monster and creating a beast. The fact that Martell consistently tells people that Melody is the reason that he cheated is just fucking ridiculous. And I know that we as American society in the last decade, we discovered the word narcissist, and now the internet, and we throw the word around so freely that it's kind of lost its meaning. Martell has a mental disorder, and I think again, because we've overused the word narcissist, for me, narcissist is not even strong enough for me. It's just a complete detachment from reality. I don't want to blame his mama, but you did a poor job somewhere. Somewhere, somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do in terms of planting the fundamental elements of good character into Martell. The fact that you completely lack the ability to be accountable for the shitstorm that you created, it's troublesome to me that you find it so difficult to sit in the fact that you did something point blank, period. It infuriates me that this man blames Melody for what he did. She wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, so she made me go stick my dick in someone else. She made me step out. If she would have did what I told her to do and been what I wanted her to be, I wouldn't have done that. I just don't get that flawed logic and how he stands up in that shit with that Cheshire cat grin and say that shit out loud. Like Nene Leakes told Phaedra when she didn't know how much pregnant she was, stop saying that. You sound dumb. You sound fucking ridiculous. And I find it, I don't know how anybody sits in a friendship with somebody like him, to be quite honest. The pandemic has sent Tisha back to 1940s. Just when she was making progress, child. Just when she was becoming a strong, independent black woman, she had not found her voice. The pandemic sent her ass right back to the kitchen. Hey, Tisha girl, we missed you. That's what the pots and the pans and the kettle was saying. Tisha talks to Marsau about needing a nanny, or Manny, and Marsau talking about needing an assistant. I'm all for it. I find it, I don't know if Marsau was saying it in jest. I find it weird that he instantly went to young millennial female. You know, these days and times, guys can be assistants as well. I mean, you know, having an organizational skill set has nothing to do with gender. But nevertheless, you know, Marsau is a chauvinist. And so he probably wants somebody to be I'm looking at, who is a fine ass man on this balcony. Focus, Quentin. Nevertheless, go ahead and get your assistant. They talk about the Holts getting a divorce or whatever the case may be. I ain't was nothing there. Martell go around Destiny house. Destiny, we gonna need you to hurry up with your interior design and get that shit together, because I'm tired of looking at that empty ass house with the bare ass white base model ass walls. Let me just get that out the way. I gained a new respect for Destiny when she was sitting down talking to Marsau, and Marsau was trying to do all that dancing around why he cheated, and she held his ass to the fire. And Martell got all stressed up in his chest, and then I realized this man is on a smear campaign. He went around Destiny's house to try to plant seeds of doubt in her head that Melody was doing something, and it was the same thing. And I found it very troubling when he went to Marsau and Tisha. He did not go over there from a genuine place of I want to apologize and mend my friendship. He went under there under the guise of mending a friendship, but went over there to smear Mel and try to garner support. That's also how you know Martell is wrong in this situation, because he finds it prudent to try to garner troops behind him in his bullshit. He basically went over to Tisha and Marsau's place and said, I'm apologizing to y'all because I now realize why y'all were saying stuff about us, because I didn't know my wife was out there saying stuff about y'all. That's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. I mean, I understand that y'all are going through a divorce, but that's the mother of your kids, dude. And you still supposed to honor, cherish, and respect her. And so now throw her up under the bus in an attempt to make yourself look good, that's some bullshit. That is some straight bullshit. Like, I find it messed up that you are trying to now ruin this woman socially. You're trying to take the little things that she has from her, like her friends in her social circle and her sanity. It's not cool. It's just not cool at all. Mel meets with Destiny and they work out. That was real cute. Mel body looked real nice, and I hope Destiny do get her snapback game in check. You know, Destiny talks about LB not helping out with the baby or whatever the case may be, And, you know, Melody turned that into red flags. Melody, everybody's husband ain't Martell. And just because you don't went through one messed up marriage definitely don't make you the damn guru of relationships. Like, I found it, you did it previously with Tisha, and you're now doing it with Destiny, that you automatically think the worst when it comes to people's relationship and want to call everything red flags. Everybody ain't damn Martell. You just picked the bad one, or he tricked your ass. Mel comes home with her suitcase. You know, this final scene actually pissed me off because she was asking him, did he move out? They had already talked about it. He didn't move out. And he's playing games with her because he can't have his cake and eat it too and have his way. If your stuff was supposed to be out, have your stuff out. Now, I'm not mad with him for having reservations about the children floating between Atlanta and Huntsville. I don't agree with that either. What I find messed up is that his only reason for wanting the kids to stay in one house and him and Melody swap out houses, which is stupid as hell, is that he doesn't want it to appear like she's winning or getting everything she wants in the divorce. That's his only reason for wanting to do that bullshit. You can't have your way. It's not about having my way, dude. It's about doing what makes the most sense. And then this whole I'm gonna file for full custody situation, you did that just to piss her off, and it worked. And she took the bait. And as what any woman would, you have big nerve. You just told your mama you super busy. You don't even have the capacity or the wherewithal to have full custody of the kids. And what Mel should have did in that moment was say, okay. She should have just said, okay. That would have ate his ass alive, because he's trying to play psychological warfare with you. You should have just said, okay. He don't even want full custody of them damn children. He just want to get up under Mel's skin. And I find it messed up. Let her go. Let her go. You don't want her. You had her lock, stock, and barrel. Let that woman go. Stop putting her through this. It's not fair. You've already had a baby with Ariane. Apparently you can't get enough of her. Go set up shop with who you want to be with and let that woman go. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Welcome. It feels good. You know, another thing that I like about Love and Marriage Huntsville that I was thinking when I was in the kitchen before I came in here was, I think the show is good because it is still chronicling the real life and the real life goings ons of people. They have not run out of storyline yet and have had to make up shit and make it all contrived. I like that. None of the scenes that we saw on this episode felt forced. None of the interactions felt forced. And I think that's part of the reason why we're so glued to the TV. We are genuinely curious as to know what's going on in these people's lives versus the call sheet saying all cast members meet at Letitia's birthday party at Red Lobster and talk about what happened on the bus last week when LB and Marsau got into an argument. Like, it's not fake as of yet. And hopefully it doesn't get fake. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Huntsville people, we back in the house, and I'll call y'all later. Bye.